And I have to say that, we've talked about how Micah's death was senseless. And I want to say to you that it's not confusing why Micah died, because we have a cultural epidemic of a lack of respect for law enforcement and authority. This doesn't have to happen. I didn't know what Chris said about that family, and my heart is so with them, and it makes me angry because it doesn't have to be this way. It doesn't have to be this way. And I know that in this room, every single one of you would raise your hand and say, we support the thin blue line. But I know that there are people watching around the world, and I want to say to you that we have to make a change in the way that we think and the way that we raise our children. We have to. We need a return to honor. We need a return to men and women who understand what Micah understood in the way that he lived his life every single day. That you are a person of your word, that you do what you say that you're going to do, and that you do it with excellence. And that you respect authority. You respect it. Because part of honor is admitting when you are wrong, taking accountability for your behavior, and accepting the consequences for your actions. If you steal a car and you get caught, then you surrender to submit to the authority who caught you. Can I get an amen for that? Romans 13:3-4 says, "For rulers hold no terror for those who do right, but for those who do wrong. Do you want to be free from fear of the one in authority? Then do what is right, and you will be commended. For the one in authority is God's servant for your good. But if you do wrong, be afraid, for rulers do not bear the sword for no reason." And so I want to challenge and exhort the law enforcement officers who are represented here to live like Micah did, to follow Micah as Micah followed Christ. Do not allow his death to be wasted. Many of you have told me how Micah's death impacted you. So I want to challenge you today. Be worthy of the calling. Be warriors who uphold your badge. We have an issue in our community where people are afraid of law enforcement, and I wanted to come up to you here and I wanted to show you the impact that this has. This isn't a racial issue. This isn't a gun control issue. This is a heart problem. And we need to recognize that our hearts and our culture and our beliefs are part of the problem. It's why my husband is laying here in front of me in a box, is because we have a cultural issue with what we believe about authority, and that right and wrong is something you can perceive. There is absolute truth. It does exist. And you are God's agents on the earth to bring that about. Morality is not relative. So